Don't touch me.
Wait.
Rhodey's response to that is do something in slow motion, because then it will be even slower.
Is it slow?
It's super
No,
slow.
we go fast now, slow later.
Our place where we can dream and share it. Our place, we'll find a friend to care it. Our place,
Our Place Out Loud. It's just a fantastic program. You've tuned in just in time. You're going to hear all kinds of amazing and wonderful things. I am Louise Palanker, your lovely and captivating host. And here with wise and wonderful teens, we've got Rhodey, Jake, Kiamute, Nina, Ryan, Nico, Montana, Aaron, and Sam. And I noticed for the first time this week, the kids hijacked the pre-show. So it was all kids. And
Kids, Ryan.
it's kind of left them a little bit hyper. So they're kind of like in this sort of amplified state, and we're going to calm down and, settle down. It's bedtime, kids. If you have any questions for the Magic 8-Ball, go ahead and ask it, because sometimes it has even more wisdom than us, right? Do you have any
Ask it
questions?
if it's actually bedtime.
Ask again later, but first tell Ryan not to talk so much. Okay. So
I don't think the 8-Ball is going to get its
we have
wish.
some exciting news, you guys. Nina is an internet sensation. She yeah. First of all, you're on this show, and we all know what a coup that is in terms of Twitter followers. But also, you appeared live at Kulak's, which is a webcast seen throughout the world, correct?
Yes.
And you performed your brand new single, which is called?
I did not perform it because I just got it on Thursday. So
Oh, okay. So what did you perform?
I performed Love Runs Out by One Republic, If I Ain't Got You by Alicia Keys, and Life of the Party by Shawn Mendes.
Girl. All right. And Shawn Mendes is your celebrity crush, right? So, Shawn,
Yes.
if you are within the sound of our voice, come to Our Place Out Loud. We will not bum rush you. We will be completely respectful.
Most of us.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron has his own. Yeah.
And no one knows
Weezy,
who
what
he
is
is,
bum
so that's
rushing?
what makes me have a better chance.
Bum rush is just, you just tackle him to the ground and cover him with kisses. No.
Search Shawn
Are we rushing
Mendes
his
on,
bum?
but Shawn is spelled
sounds like my kind of rushing.
SHAWN.
Oh, thank God. Thank
okay.
God. I like this person instantly. Instantly like this person because everyone else is really seen. They're
Yep.
just in denial.
Well, I like his parents.
Well, Shawn
not so
is the
much him.
Irish John, so it's allowed to be spelled that way, just because they're Irish and they have their own rules of spelling. All right, so at the end of the show, we're going to play Nina's new single, which is called
Prove Them Wrong.
Prove Them Wrong. Yay! So stay tuned for that. It's going to be really exciting. All right, now on to questions from Unusually Nerdy. She writes, guys, I need help. So I'm 14. I have never, all caps, had a boyfriend. Whenever I walk around, I feel so ugly compared to all the other girls. Like, I'm not good enough because I'm always called cute and innocent. It makes me so upset. I don't think I'm pretty at all, and all of my friends are beautiful. I really want a boyfriend, somebody to stay up late and talk to and hold hands and eat pizza and cuddle, but I don't think I'm pretty enough. I really want my first kiss. Just the idea gives me butterflies in my stomach. Ugh.
Fun fact, that was written by Nina.
What?
No, Nina's 13.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Sorry. I
Nina's
was
too
gonna
young to
mistake
write that kind of
He
a
gets
question.
that wrong on a weekly basis.
But I think that this
like she's 18.
poster has sort of adequately summarized just the yearning of being that age and wanting that romantic attachment. And I think it's so universal, and it will come. But sometimes yearning for something makes it more gratifying when it does arrive. Montana?
Yeah, okay. To start this off, you're not the only one. I have friends who are 17 who have exactly the same thing, and they're like, oh, maybe I'll never get a boyfriend. And honestly, you will get a boyfriend. A lot of it is just circumstance and luck that's happening at the time. But what the advice I gave to my friend who was texting me about this yesterday was calm down, it's gonna happen, you just need to be you, work on you. And her thing was, she's like, oh, I'm not pretty enough, nobody's gonna like me. That's stupid. Of course not. If somebody is gonna like you, it's gonna be for you. They're gonna think you're pretty, and you need to work on your self-confidence so you believe you're pretty, because if you don't believe you're pretty, nobody else is gonna believe you're pretty. How are you gonna fake somebody else into thinking you are if you don't believe it. I'm kidding. You're probably
Wow.
very pretty.
I have the answer. Photoshop.
Okay, there's a whole South Park
We are
episode
so
on
mean
that.
on our place.
No, I mean, you're
Our place.
kind of
But
putting a
honestly-
lot of pressure on being pretty, because what I tell kids is I go to the mall, walk around, and look at the couples. They're not all pretty, and they found each other, and
I
love
see
is
you at the
love.
mall once,
That's
Wheezy.
Hmm?
I see you at the mall once, Wheezy.
Well, I'm making the point that. Wait, what did you say?
He's saying that you saw him. He said like, "Oh, I was at the mall once, Wheezy. Like you
Oh.
saw him once, and now you just assume everyone does."
Nico, I don't know how to say this to you, but look in the mirror. You're beautiful.
Don't you just hate those jokes that you think are so clever, but then no one gets them?
No, it was.
Aaron
It's just
got
I
it. Aaron
misunderstood
got
you.
It's in the delivery.
I misunderstood
Well,
because
yeah.
I was just like having this mental image of this like really ugly couple at the mall shopping at Forever 21, and I was sad for them. Right? No, I'm sorry, but look, sometimes kids will write and they'll say, "Is it true, Weezy? There's someone for everyone." If you want love, like some people don't want love, and so there doesn't have to be someone for that person, but there really are a lot of unattractive people in love, and
Yeah.
and I don't mean to be incorrect. I don't know if it's not political to call people unattractive, so I don't mean to be socially incorrect. Hi, Jamie. Look, it's my mom. Isn't she beautiful? Looks are important, right? There's a stool here, and we can, Yulia, we can move the chairs further in and go bring in more dining room chairs.
That stool is directly in the middle of. Like,
Brody, you're not on it.
All right. Well, then we just we need for the grown-ups in the room to help make room for my mom because it's my mom.
Oh.
So, and there's a chair over there. So this is what happens when you let the kids take over the pre-show. They don't arrange seating for their elders. So it really is kind of human nature to be preoccupied with your looks and to wonder how your looks are measuring up to the looks of others in your peer group. But at the end of the day, when you look back on the lives of people who have really mattered and you start listing people like Abraham Lincoln, Gandhi, Mother Teresa, Eleanor Roosevelt, you're not getting a best-looking list. You're
Mother
just
Teresa was
getting a
fine, though.
list of extraordinary individuals.
Who were really not
Gandhi had really good skin, Sam,
Mother Teresa was fine.
but he walked around in a diaper.
And
no
he
one
pulled it off.
It
He
the
pulled
didn't
it
beard
off.
match his
better than Abe
shoes.
Lincoln.
My point is, it's our challenge as human beings to look beyond appearance, even though human nature is begging us to notice appearance, because we're attracted to certain people based on the way they look. But it's our challenge to look beyond that to what really matters in life, which is the quality of the human being, and to know that if you're lovable and if you love yourself, love will come to you. Keel.
Yeah, I definitely agree that not all not all people are good looking. But besides that, I think if you're gonna want a boyfriend that wants you to feel good about yourself, that's who you want probably, because it means that he cares about you and he wants you to have good self-esteem. So I suggest just try and make it easier on make it easy on yourself and on your future boyfriend, and work on having good self-esteem and thinking that you look good and things like that. Right?
Yeah, I agree. And just to further elaborate a little bit on what Wheezy was saying about, look past the aesthetics of someone. That's just kind of, an attraction is a first glance. When you look around a room, you go, oh, they're attractive. But then by the end of the day, if you were getting to know people, you wouldn't be thinking about who the most attractive was. You'd be thinking about like, oh, they were really fun to hang out with. Who would I hang out with again? And that's so you look beyond it and go and get to know the person and figure out what it is you like about them. Nina, did you have, or Keel, one of you guys?
Oh, whoa. Okay. Also, to add on to what everyone said, I totally agree. But also, we don't know. She could be really pretty, and she could just be
I
saying.
think
She said she
is
gets
really
called cute.
but
yeah, if you're cute and innocent, that's not a bad thing.
yeah, that's good. I think
That's a really good trait to have.
She may not just be mature yet, but I'm also not just talking to her, Nina. I'm really talking to everyone who
Yeah.
questions whether or not they
Yeah,
look
exactly.
the way they perceive other people. I seem to have gotten a lot of questions this week about this topic, because sometimes I'll answer a question and it will trigger other people who are having the same thought or the same doubt about, do I measure up? Do I look okay? Nico?
Yeah, First off, I thought it was really adorable the way she's like, I want to hold hands with him and eat pizza late at night.
Yeah.
That was, I'd
If
eat
you
pizza
hold
with you,
hands
bro.
with someone who's eating pizza, though, it's really greasy. Yeah.
It's so great. It's so greasy.
It's not that
But
romantic.
Really, you can't force the love you're trying to find that she's trying to find right now. And young love, that's such a beautiful thing, but you cannot force it. You know what?
It
Shut
is.
up, guys. I'm trying to have a moment here.
First love.
You know, like when you're trying to focus on being a better you, like doing what you like, then other people will come to you. They'll naturally strive to you. And
Aaron.
I think
Aaron.
Aaron has something to say.
Aaron.
Yeah, I just think like listening to all of you, I think sum this up with just one quick little thing.
Laugh at Nico when he tries to talk.
You want a boyfriend who likes you for reasons other than how you look, because in the long run that's going to matter more. And you also, because of that, want to work on yourself to make sure that something is there beyond your looks.
Sam?
Yeah. Hello. I don't know.
Hey, Sam. What you thinking?
I just wanted to say, like, you need to work on your self-esteem, because I have a friend who really wants someone, but she has such a poor outlook on herself that when she found out that someone liked her, she was turned off immediately. She was like, "Why would that person like me?"
Oh, wow.
So
That's
you don't want to have to deal with that kind of situation. So, yeah,
That's so weird.
yeah, I go to yeah.
I go to what?
Okay. I made that very desperate hand motion because I know so many people who do exactly the same thing. Or like she'll like somebody she finds out somebody likes her and then she's ecstatic for a day and then realizes, "Oh wait, I don't really like them." And then
That's so sad.
but
like
she's just
about-
so ecstatic that somebody likes them. I think she wants a boyfriend because she wants to feel good about herself, but nobody can make you feel good about yourself. You, as much as it seems as you that you aren't, at the end of the day, you really are in charge of all your own
Right. If
own
you-
actions and emotions, and you need to. Like, it's not easy, but you need to, like, work on your self-esteem. And I've said it before on the podcast. I'm going to say it again. In the words of RuPaul, if you don't love yourself, how are you going to love somebody else?
People feel bad when like someone says they like them. Like the way you're describing it, like
I've seen it
That's-
happen. I've
Isn't
seen
that
it
like
happen.
is there a famous Yogi Berra quote that says, "I wouldn't join a club that would have me for a member"?
that's so sad.
Groucho Marx, thank you.
Although when he said it, he
I
didn't,
confused Yogi Berra and
Guys.
Groucho Marx.
Guys,
when he
you,
said it, he didn't mean it.
you
though.
gotta love yourself a little more. You got. I don't know what to say here. That's just like
Well,
so
like,
sad to hear.
But you can't just say love yourself. What do you do? It's a complicated process. If you don't love yourself already, it takes a while. You got to work at it.
Well, then
it's a
work at
process.
it. God
Right,
dang.
but don't just say work at it.
Yeah.
Give them,
Like,
advise
what's-
them. Advise
Okay,
them.
then do what you like to do. Work out. Make there something to love.
Give it to
God
Captain
dang.
Wisdom. He's got something here. Keo.
Let Ryan talk. He wants to talk.
No, I get enough
Keo,
time
Keo,
talking.
Keo.
I
Nobody
that's a
on this
ba-
show is allowed to say, "Let Ryan talk."
I know. It should
He's going
no,
to talk anyway.
All right.
on this show
I'll
on
talk.
this planet. It shouldn't happen.
Anyway.
and I'm saying that.
I don't want
still manage to talk.
like Aaron was saying, I don't want her to or anybody to feel like they should have better self-esteem, like there's something wrong with them, because then they're gonna have low self-esteem about their self-esteem, and that's
Wow.
Yeah.
like
that.
You get to have better self-esteem, is what you're saying, sort of?
it's like it's not something that's easy. I don't want you to think that it's easy to just have high self-esteem.
Right.
Everybody has problems with it, so
Right.
you know, you want to have high self-esteem. That's what you should be aiming at, but it takes work, and it's not necessarily
Hey,
easy.
Keo, guess who wants to talk besides Ryan?
Me.
Rhodey.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, going
but
off of that, like, rather than thinking that the goal should just be like to have higher self-esteem, you can like, wait, what?
Yeah, bend it.
This way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like think more about like pursuing interests that you have and like trying to do things that make you proud and happy about yourself, so that you have
Exactly.
specific goals.
And I always say the
Mhm.
best way to feel better is to be of service. And pretty much every high school has service groups where you can do charity work and help other people. And when you see the smiles on people's faces who have way less than you and they appreciate you, just for being kind that makes you, that really improves your self-esteem. And I think it's been proven that the thing that makes lonely people feel the most a part of something is to do something that gives back. Ryan.
Wow, tough group tonight to actually get to say something.
Wow.
But
Sorry, Ryan.
That was kind of my fault because I.
no, I mean,
It's
I
all
understand.
good.
No,
It's all good. No need to get low
self-esteem.
self-esteem. We're
I'm
good.
Sorry.
We're good.
You're right.
it may have been your fault, but it wasn't your intention. I
No.
realized that you
Yeah.
did want to give me the mic, and
I did.
that's noble because that was not a good idea. But no, I think another important thing to touch on is that from personal experience, seeing it and being in that situation, being in a relationship is like a puzzle, right? And
Oh, wow.
But it's very reciprocal, and so many times I've been in this situation, other people have been in this situation, and I've seen it. I'm sure most people can say they've experienced this, either a friend or yourself, like someone because they like you, and you understand, like they like you because of who you are, and you need to like them because of who they are.
Right.
You can't. I know that you want that person to hold hands with and eat pizza and stay on the phone with, but it needs to be someone you want to eat pizza with already before you find out they want to eat pizza with you. And I know that sounds like whatever, it's fine, but like when you get into a relationship like that and then you realize, wait, what am I doing? Like I don't feel this way about this person. It's only because they felt this way about me.
You know, when Aaron, it's time to embarrass Aaron.
All right, then.
Everyone look at your clock. It's time.
What,
Family member privileges.
When
Isn't just
Aaron
putting
was-
the camera on him embarrassing him enough?
Yeah, when Aaron was about 6 years old, I don't know if you remember this, Trish, but when Aaron was about 6 years old, he had a girlfriend. He was seeing somebody.
Oh my God,
And,
I remember this.
Yeah, and he was jumping from couch to, ottoman to couch, which is kind of what you do in your leisure at the age of 6.
Or if you're
And I said to him, what do you like about her? And he said, she likes me. And I remember thinking, that's a total 6-year-old thing that is supposed to evolve into she has actual other qualities beyond just liking me. Like, go ahead, Nina.
My little brother is 6 years old, and he has
Aw.
lots of girls chasing him around. He likes to tell us. He likes to tell us that. But so he will go from girl to girl to girl. I guess he's in kindergarten. So,
Playa.
yeah. So I'll be like, I
Playground
liked
player.
Bridget yesterday, but today I like Piper because she was nicer to me on the playground. And I'll be like, okay, Cooper, let's calm down. So
Is there anything else really in love than being nicer on the playground?
Nice on the playground.
yeah,
They brought
no.
chocolate milk.
Well, if they brought chocolate milk, all bets are
They
off.
share snack at
Wait,
snack time.
I was
All
lactose
right.
intolerant.
and
That would
eat
not have
Teddy
worked.
Grahams.
All right, Ryan, I need for you to read the answer that Sarah Beth gave to Unusually Nerdy because you read so well, and I love what you wrote. So
I appreciate that, Weezy,
Yep.
and I probably will appreciate this advice. I know exactly how you feel. No, that's not me. That's Nico. You do you, and I'll do me. I know exactly how you feel. I feel the same way. I stay up hours at night wishing I had affection and attention from a special guy, but there's no solution but time. The right guy will walk into your heart when you least expect it. Don't keep looking for Mr. Perfect to love you. He will show up. Don't put yourself out there sexually because you'll be seen as easy and slutty. And having pretty friends sucks a lot. Wow, okay. I was always considered the ugly friend, but once you get into high school, things change. You'll change. Your friends will change. And I promise you that you're beautiful, and even though you don't feel like it, you are. You're too modest. Slap on some makeup and look in the mirror, sing a song, and focus on your beauty.
I don't like this.
I thought you
person.
said you loved this advice, Weezy.
I like it, and we're going to be discussing that one sentence after you're done.
The whole
Notice
thing,
how
the whole-
beautiful your smile is and how pretty your eyes are. Don't feel ugly because obviously you are beautiful.
Okay, Montana.
I am just like, okay, like I get where you're coming from, Sarah Beth, but you're not doing it right because she's like, don't put yourself out there sexually because then you'll be seen as easy and slutty. Rhodey can attest that I was reading this on the pre-show and then I accidentally said something that I definitely should not have said on the pre-show, but we're not going to discuss that.
That's what pre-shows
Because
are for.
I was really like angry that she has the nerve to be like, well, it's important because like somebody will see you as easy and slutty. That's just how they see you. People can see you like that for anything. Like in 6th grade, this is a story. In 6th grade, the first day I was like a transfer student because I went to this one other school for like 3 days and then I got homeschooled for like 2 weeks, which ended up just being me like at home by myself balancing my mom's checkbook. But then after that, my mom was like, you need to go to school. And then so I was a transfer student and I came in and the first day, this girl was like, let's be best friends. And I'm like, okay, sounds cool. The second day, she's like, yeah, or my boyfriend is cheating on me with Montana. And I'm like, first of all, this is 6th grade. Does this happen? We have boyfriends now? What happened? How did we get from like sandbox to boyfriend so quickly? This escalated really quickly. But anyway, everybody was like, oh, Montana, you're a slut. Why are you so easy? And I'm like,
what? 6th graders
was
know
like,
those words?
That's weird.
oh yeah, no, they would always be like, "Oh, you're slut." You're like, and then they would turn around and be like, "Oh, Montana, you're a lesbian because your face is shaped like that."
Kids these days.
Wait,
How do
so,
I get to
so
be both?
You're cheating on
What
someone
does
with
that
their
mean?
boyfriend, but you're also a lesbian.
No. This girl's boyfriend was cheating on her with me.
Right.
I was
So
the,
wait, so
I was the,
You're with a boy, and yet you're a
I
lesbian.
was a homewrecker, but also a lesbian.
That's what I was saying.
Because your face is...
And also, I was 12.
Define cheating in 6th grade.
Right, define cheating in 6th grade. And
Like,
how
what
are
it-
you slutty in 6th grade?
Yeah,
Like,
that
what-
doesn't make
No,
any sense.
I didn't that was the thing. I didn't understand. But my whole
Yeah,
point
like,
to this
that doesn't
whole
make any sense.
off-topic rant was people are gonna say whatever they're gonna say, and as awful as it was, I was traumatized. I was like, what? Why
But
does
can I
everybody
say-
not like me? It doesn't matter.
But Montana, let me say something in defense of this answer, because I don't think she's talking about whatever 6th graders say. I think she's talking about girls who even go to college, and if they don't feel attractive, will often give their body to
Yeah, but
win
they
the favor of men, and that's what she's cautioning
But
against.
she shouldn't say, don't do that because you're going to be seen as slutty. Don't do that because you don't want
Because you
to.
have more respect for
because
yourself.
you're like a human
Yeah.
being.
Right.
Feminism. I get it right sometimes. I
Yup,
get it
yup.
wrong a lot more, though.
Keo?
What I had a problem with the answer was kind of that she shouldn't, if it made it seem like she shouldn't do anything. And I think if she wants to find a boyfriend, that's something that you can think about still. You shouldn't necessarily, if you want to do, like, you shouldn't just wait for somebody to walk into your life necessarily. You should go out and do things and try and meet people.
Right.
But yeah,
how
go
do
ahead.
you feel about having to throw on some makeup to be attractive to a guy, Ryan?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't particularly have an issue with it, and a lot of people do. I'm not saying I'm all for it, but I feel like if you want to put it on because you feel better and more comfortable in it, then by all means do it. If you don't feel comfortable and you think it's kind of forced on you, then don't do it. But what I was going to touch on a little more was just generally like how to feel confident about yourself, and kind of ties into the wear makeup to feel confident about yourself. Whatever it is that you're good at, and if you ask yourself, what am I good at? Like most people who are down on themselves are just going to say, nothing. There's something you are good at. I guarantee it. It might be small, it might be big. It might be being goofy, it might be being funny, or it might be being quiet. Whatever it is, just do it more until you realize that there's potential for that talent and that it can
Ryan, you're not good at being quiet.
I was getting really into that, Wheezy. I thought I was being great.
No, you are.
no,
That
this
was
is what you
really
went
good
with.
advice. That really was. I just had.
No, you're
I saw the joke and I took a swing. It was coming at me like a big old softball.
so just pursue what you love and pursue what you're good at, and you'll get better at it, and you'll learn to love yourself for it. Aaron?
Yeah, I just want to say one thing about actually what you and Kia both said. So first off, for you, yeah, you're totally right. They probably won't see that they're good at something if they're already down on themselves. But like, it's okay to like say, hey, to a friend, I won't believe you, but tell me what I'm good at, and then actually like listen to them, even if you don't believe it, and trust them if you hear it enough times from different people, and say, all right, even if I don't think it's true, they all think it's true.
probably
Maybe I
is
should
true.
build on that, and if it's not true, maybe it will be true. And as for what you said about the makeup thing, yeah, I think I agree with you. I think that if you feel like if you're putting on makeup to feel good about yourself, like there's sort of a balance there because oh, I like the way that I look in makeup. Well, that's great. Then put on makeup because that's like oh, great. you know?
Right, right.
It's like I work out because I like being in shape, right? And that it's that kind of mentality, and that's fine.
I didn't even say anything about makeup, but I was going to, and you're kind of responding what I was about to say. It was like, I don't think of it as working out so much, but like maybe when you feel down, you like dress up or something, or you wear nice clothes. It's kind of like the same type of thing. It's like
Right.
oh, I want
Or-
to do something that
or
makes
just even wear something different. Just
Yeah.
kind of change your mood. But I also wanted to say that if you are in middle school and high school, and like what Ryan was saying, if you don't feel like you're good at anything, and you have no, and even if someone says, oh, you have a nice smile, or and whatever, you're just not believing anything anyone says. Middle school and high school is the perfect time to start something new, and because you have plenty of time before the age of 25, when it's harder to learn new things. You have plenty of time to learn a language, learn an instrument, learn to dance. You don't even know if you haven't tried it. It may be your thing, but most people, if Jamie's a comedian, if you say to Jamie, hey, did you know you were funny when in 6th grade? He may have known he was funny, but he wasn't an accomplished comedian performer yet. Like, that's something you have to do. Like Nina just went on Kulaks and she sang because she kind of knows she has a good voice, but it takes developing. So whatever you're interested in, just dig deep and get better at it so that by the time you're 25, you can say, oh, there is something I'm good at. I'm really good at photography because I spent all of middle school and high school working on it. Nico?
Yeah, that's the greatest advice I've heard on the show tonight. Like, god dang, you have a middle school and high school, your like formative years they're called, to really figure out who you are. Like, I would have never known I am like good at public speaking if I never just said no. If I never just said, screw it, I'm not doing football for a year, I'm going to try speech and debate. Bam, I'm like making up speeches like in 5 minutes. You never know what you're good at until you try it.
You can snow anyone now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh my god, it's like throughout all middle school, I'm just kind of passionate about this. Throughout all middle school, I only thought like, okay, I'm kind of decent at football. Bam, I'm done. But then I got into high school, and the kids were getting bigger than me. It wasn't exactly my thing anymore. I didn't feel like a part of the team, so I quit. I'm in like comedy sports now. I'm doing like speech and debate, and that's all I'm good at. No, yeah, Our Place Out Loud. Yeah. It's just like you really got to put yourself out there, and that comes a little bit with self-confidence. But that's just saying, you know what? I don't care what anyone thinks. This is going to be fun.
And even if something starts out as just an interest, no skill level at all, have never tried it, haven't strapped on a pair of skates. If it's just an interest, that's something tugging at you to go try it. Nina?
Yeah, adding on to what everyone's saying, if there's something you want to try or something that you want to do to make you feel more good about yourself, go for it. It's all about exploring and finding out what you're good at and what you like to do, and what if you want to change your hairstyle, see if it works out. It's a whole process.
Yeah, it's exploration
So,
of self. Ryan?
Yeah, a little bit more quickly on the formative years and how you can kind of really become yourself in high school and such. Personally, from experience in high school, you can totally take on a subject and become that guy or that girl about that subject, like in a good way. Like Jake was always into technology, but now like at school, if someone has a technology question, it's like Jake, and you go to Jake, and it's one of those things where he's taken something he loves and made it a part of his daily routine. And so you can do things like that where you can kind of work it not just into something you do, but into something that's a part of your daily life. And I think that's a really important thing to be able to have fun with.
Yeah, like as I was getting my makeup done, Montana and Rhodey were talking about nuclear molecules, and it was like one of those typical teenage girl conversations.
I started the conversation for what it's worth.
And so, Rhodey, I was wondering if you could give us a little bit report on your first semester at university, because I guess they put you in charge of the nuclear power plant. So a lot of us on the West Coast are a little concerned.
I'm in the training program to eventually hopefully work at the nuclear reactor that they have at my college. So yeah, I was just explaining some of the
how was it being away from home and just starting a new life and waking up and having every face you see being an unfamiliar face? Like how did you adjust to all of that?
I mean, I'm kind of still adjusting to that. Like, there are a lot more people and a lot of different people than I'm used to. So it's still, like, I'll go to classes and, like, not recognize everyone or not know all of their names. But, I mean, I really like living in Portland. And it's nice to, like, be more in charge of my own life and be able to, like, structure my time and, like, walk places instead of having to, like, depend on other people for rides.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, I mean, my classes, I'm in a lot of intro classes, so, like, the nuclear reactor program is a lot more interesting than my actual academic subjects currently.
So intro to intro and, getting all your requirements done. Very good. We are Our Place Out Loud. give us a call at 888-531-7171. And we're going to jump ahead to our next question. It's from XOXO Kendall. So I've got a problem. My friend has been lying to me. Recently, he told me a lie. I tried to confront him about it, but he just got all upset saying how I need to trust him more. I know that he's lying. What should I do? So what do you guys think about people that demand something that is supposed to be earned when they go on the defensive or when they go on the offensive because they're on the defensive to the point where they twist it around where you're the bad one? Ryan?
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a situation where it's like, well, how can I trust you if I know you're lying to me? Like, that trust is knowing that you won't lie to me. And I think, if you look at, like, what is a lie, it's someone filling a gap for an insecurity they have generally. If someone wants to seem cool, they might say a lie about something about themselves, right? So things like that, it's like people put things out there because they feel they need to, and I think sometimes being called out and someone pointing out something that can be an insecurity can make you get really defensive. If someone calls me out on something I'm confident about, whatever, I can take that. But if it's something I'm insecure about, that changes the whole dynamic.
Well, the one thing that you're, I think, allowed to lie about is if someone asks a question that they didn't have any right to ask.
Yeah, I mean, private matters are one thing, and
Yeah.
then, and I don't think there's very many reasonable people who call you out on lying about a private matter. But just generally about things that are like, not really private matters, but, like people who lie a lot. There are people at my school who lie a lot, and they have no trust with anyone. But after, eventually people stop calling them out because you can kind of tell it's just they're not going to stop. You're not going to trust them, and all you're going to do is make them feel more insecure because you called them out on their insecurities. Montana?
Yeah, I get what you mean. And I think if I was in this situation, obviously, like, he's not going to admit to it, and personally, I wouldn't, like put effort into, like, furthering that relationship if I know he's just going to lie to me.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys can stay, like, acquaintances. Just, like, treat him like a liar because he's a liar.
So Maya Angelou says when somebody shows you who he is, believe him. And you don't have to argue with this person about whether or not he's lying. You can just kind of do the drift away, which is where now you know this about this person, and he hasn't earned your trust. Plus, he's demanding it, so I don't really see...
So you treat him like a liar and just be like, no, I'm not dealing with that.
Nico?
I don't think you need to do all the, double talk and everything. I feel like I think I used the word wrong, but you don't really need to be like, hey, you're a liar. I don't really need you in my life.
No, the drift away means like you understand he is this way. You don't expect him to change.
Yeah, exactly. You just realize, okay, you're lying. Until you come to me, admit it. I'm not talking to you, and just don't talk to them. Don't hang out with the guy.
You can just say trust must be earned. You can say that. Aaron is.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that like it doesn't need to be malicious or offensive or whatever. It's just like if you know the person's lying, end the conversation. You're like, all right, well, listen, I'll talk to you later. Even if it's like uncomfortable or a weird time, it's just like I will not have any of this. You're a good person. I like you, but what you're doing right now, talk to you later.
Nina?
And then you treat them normally, nicely up until that point.
Yeah.
Again and again.
Nina?
This actually happened to me very recently. One of my friends who I don't not no, not me, but this person that I was friends with, he believed his own lies because he lied so
That's pathological.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. But it was one of my biggest pet peeves is I cannot take it when people lie to me because I'm very good at telling because I've had him lie to me repeatedly over and over again, and it was just I can't be friends with people like that. It just drives me crazy. So I just stopped talking to that person. I didn't want to be like, you're a liar, I'm not talking to you anymore, because he can use that against me, and I don't really want to do that at all, but I can't take it.
You never have to flat out call someone a liar because that word itself it feels offensive, but you can say things like, that feels implausible. Like, you can find other ways of saying.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I sort of
this myth, actually.
I'm still nice to him if he contacts me, like, every now and then, but, like, I don't get into full conversations, and I'm not really close friends with him anymore because it's just, I can't take it.
Hey, how's your girlfriend, Selena Gomez?
Oh, my God.
Well, because he's like a liar, right? No? Brian?
Yeah, no, I think that's all right about as far as dealing with pathological liars, but I think it's important to kind of reiterate what Aaron said, and that's that you can end a conversation but not end a relationship. And I know that's not exactly what he was saying, but that's kind of one of the things I picked up on from it. And, you know, if someone's lying to you in a specific instance, that doesn't mean you have to stop talking to them. And, like, I see where you were going with it, Nico, with, like, calling it, like, you know, calling the conversation off. But call the conversation off, not the communication. You know, and then on casual things where it's like one of my friends asked, I don't know the exact story, but he asked a friend where he got a soccer jersey. And he was like, oh, yeah, my family found it on the beach when we were, like, in Hawaii in, like, 2004 or something. And we just picked it up, and we found it on the beach, and I've had it since. And then my friend, like, looked up the name on the jersey. And he was like, that's weird because he's only been on the team for 2 years or something like that.
Wow. Encyclopedia Brown solves the clue.
Yeah, so, and, you know, and that's one of the compulsive liars at my school. And so, you know, and he's just like, oh, okay. He's kind of walked away.
Yeah.
And he's never going to say, yeah, I lied about that. But you know he knows it.
But you know,
it,
like if
and
he
you move
went
on.
out of his way to make up that means he's lying about everything.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like, you know, where'd you get that T-shirt? Goodwill. I mean, whatevs. No one really cares that much.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I've gotten shirts at
Keo?
Goodwill.
I feel like whether or not you want to attempt to stay close with this person depends on the lie and how important it is. And also, I think if you want to confront someone on a lie, you want to be sure that it's not going to be embarrassing for them because they're going to react the way that he did. You want to come to them as a friend and say, look, I know that this isn't true. I want to know why, and I want to be like your friend and close with you. And then if they say, no, it's not true, then that's them pushing you away and stopping you from being friends.
Yeah, and the other thing is if he's not lying about something important, then just kind of let it go.
Yeah.
Because everyone needs to save face. And, you know, my dad always said don't back someone into a corner.
Yeah.
Because it's not good for them, it's not good for you. And there's just no reason for that unless it's like he's lying about something that matters between the two of you.
Exactly.
If he's lying about, you know, dating Selena Gomez and whatever.
Like
I don't
eating all the
even-
cookies.
Oh, really? Like, who was that John Lovett's always dating and when he played the liar on SNL? It's like, my girlfriend. And it was always some famous pretty person. I don't know. Yes, Montana?
Oh, yeah. I hit myself in the mouth again. Yeah, this is not the most. Okay, anyway. Yeah, what I definitely agree with everything you guys have been saying. When I said, like, treat him like a liar and don't deal with his stuff, I mean, like, you guys can still obviously have to, like, be nice to him because you're a person and he's also a person. But, like, if he's saying something that's flat out a lie, you can just be like, okay.
That seems implausible.
Yeah, like, and by don't deal with him, you don't have to, like, hang out with him and try to figure out why he's lying. Just accept it as a part of him and don't, like, put up with it. And the other thing is I had this friend who literally did what Wheezy... I'm pointing at Wheezy, am I? It looks like I'm pointing the other way on the screen. Oh, because on the screen it's flipped around.
Yeah. That's me pointing at my
Oh, okay. Yeah, I had a friend who was like, yeah... Well, and by the way, he's not 18, so he's like 17 or like 16 or something. He was like, yeah, I went to New York and I like made out with Neil Patrick Harris. And I was like, okay, honey. All right, we can stop now.
Yeah, that's right.
That's not illegal, and he would definitely do that.
Hey, but what if it happened? What if, I mean, like, sometimes you come back with a story so great that no one believes it. That's the worst,
So
when you know you're
someone's
telling the
actually
truth.
dating Selena Gomez and thinking, no one's going to believe me.
Exactly. Sometimes
Isn't it supposed to be between you and Neil, though?
If you're
well, if you're on a first name basis like that,
if you're
then
not
yes, but
18, then you're accusing Neil Patrick Harris of a sex crime, which is
That's
not
what
okay.
I was saying. Oh, wait,
like
yes,
the
it
kid
is.
who-
Is it? Is kissing a sex crime?
Well, you can't kiss an underage person if you're like 30. How old is Neil? Can you?
With or without tongue?
Where's Will Mears? Justice at peace. Where's Justice Will Mears? All right, we have to move on.
Wait,
is someone on
is
the
there
phone?
a phone call? This is why we've been doing this the whole
Hello?
time. Our heads are getting really warm.
Hello, who's there? Hello? I do not hear a voice. Hello? Hello?
Hi,
Hi, who's this?
it's Chris Colfer.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Excellent. What are you doing tonight?
Well, I'm trying to learn quantum leap and crap and chemistry, and it makes no sense.
Oh, Jakey, can you hear that question? She has a question about quantum leap. She's saying it makes no sense. Talk to the professor.
He's got this one.
I'm not smart, so.
I've never even watched the show, so I'm not.
No,
the
it's
person.
not.
The actual like
I think
science
it's a physics
quantum
thing.
leap.
Go,
What is it? What's the question?
Ask it again, Jordan.
Quantum Leap. It's just a video on it, and it's not making sense. I'll probably talk to my teacher tomorrow.
What is Quantum Leap
I'm so
besides a TV
confused.
show starring Scott Bakula? Maybe.
Scott Bakula.
Yeah. Is it a theory in physics or something, Jordan?
I think.
Well, if Jake hasn't heard of it, then it's not a thing.
I mean, it might be loosely based on like the concept of a wormhole, in which if you transport yourself through space-time, you go through space and time, because that's what space-time does. But that doesn't really happen in life. Like, there was a theory in which we could time travel 5 seconds backward if we timed everything perfectly, but it would kill the future 5 seconds forward. So we'd go 5 seconds backward, but only have 5 seconds left.
Not worth it.
Yeah.
Totally not worth it.
You have like time to say, "I did it," and then bam.
And then poof. Thank you so much for calling, Mrs. Colfer. We will talk to you next week.
Oh wait, Nico, what was it say? What did you say that one time?
Oh, let me just explain quantum physics now. I think I've proven I have a strong grasp on science.
Okay.
Oh.
What he said, space and Einstein and stuff.
There was some Einstein stuff. You could go through time.
But Einstein.
There we go.
What was it? You said like we were talking about like God or something, and you're like, yeah, it makes sense. But then Einstein in
It's
space.
postulates. I don't want to go into it again because I'm going to send Jake into another laughing fit.
He said something about bringing
so
the Bible to spaceships or something like that, and went on it. It was something like
amazing.
that.
It was one of the things we had to put on like the Our Play shirts if we get those.
All
and,
right,
like, if
make
we get
it-
like
It would lose credibility for us.
All right, make a note of it.
All it would do.
CRPS girl writes, good conversation starters. Other than the obvious, how are you and what are your
ABB.
interests stuff? Anything you can put down, please. Now, when I get a question like that, I cannot tell if the person is talking about speaking to people face to face or good texting conversation starters, which I'm not a big fan of getting to know someone via text. But what are, in general, for both circumstances, good conversation starters, Ryan?
Well, for me, and it really does depend on every individual person because of personalities. You know, there's some very formal people who wouldn't be able to use and say the things I say, and vice versa. No, I never say "Hey, girl," but you know,
you a
sometimes I
playa.
might just
You
like
a
walk
playa.
up to a group of people I want to know and just sit down next to them and just say "sup," and they just kind of look at me like, "Yeah, I know, I just dropped in, but sup." And they're like, "Oh, well, this and this," and then you just progressively get more comfortable with each other. Yesterday, I was texting someone who I don't text that much, and I was just like, "Sup." And they're like, "What's up?" I'm like, "Not much." You, and you let them take the lead in the conversation, and then you go along with it. He's like, "Oh, I'm at work," and I'm like, "Oh, cool." And then, we started talking from there. I don't know why they were texting at work, but it's just one of those things where, for me, I just randomly insert myself into the conversation and just force my way in there until I fit. That's
All
not
right,
everyone's
but
thing.
you are a natural extrovert, and you have, the gift of conversation. What would? Let me go to someone who considers themselves to be more naturally shy. I don't know if there's anyone on.
No, me then I am.
Yeah, you're
Jake,
not
I mean,
shy.
Jake
No.
is. Jake.
Nico. I mean, Keo might be kind of naturally an introvert,
Yeah, I
So-
I wouldn't say I'm good at starting conversations.
but
I
you're
don't-
very,
Finish
but you're confident, like you know who you are.
I
So-
just don't talk unless I have a thought that I'm like, I want to put this out, and
That's every thought for
or
me.
if somebody's, or if I'm in like this kind of situation, it's assumed that people want to know what I have to say, or like are expecting me to share my opinion. But
Mhm.
certain times, I just won't say anything because I don't care enough to really say anything on that subject. It's not interesting enough for me.
Is anyone here comfortable being in a conversation and just listening?
Yeah.
Do you feel that, Rhodey? Do you?
Ryan's hand's like way down.
No, Ryan's like, no.
I do
You
that
can't hear
all,
it, but he's actually breathing really hard
Ryan's
right now.
like, why
Tears
would
are
I
welling in his
deprive
eyes.
everyone of my thoughts? They're so good in my own head. I want to share them. Rhodey, are you naturally shy?
Yes.
And so, are you comfortable just being with other people, or do you feel like they're staring at you and waiting for you to talk?
No, I mean, like, I like being in a group of people who are, like, having conversation, and I usually just, like, won't say anything until I, like, have something I really want to contribute and feel comfortable enough with the people to, like, be willing to say stuff in front of them.
Yeah.
But, like, before that, I'm perfectly happy to just listen to the conversation and, like,
Because-
hear what's going on.
Because then that can build up more in you, like confidence of what you want to offer, because you've really kind of assessed what everyone is discussing. Keo?
Yeah, and definitely if it's something I don't know anything about, I'm very happy to just sit and learn. Did I say hoppy?
No, I said not me.
Oh, I thought you said hoppy, like you were making fun of.
No,
me saying happy.
not me.
Well,
Isn't like I'm
earlier-
happy to learn through
Earlier
conversing.
this evening, I was listening to Rhodey and Montana discuss molecules,
Yeah,
and so I didn't talk.
yeah, and also, I'm the type of person who likes to know everyone to a certain extent in the room. Like, I want to know how people are gonna react to the way that I say things because it'll change the way that I say something.
Mm-hmm. Nina, that's a good point.
I think I'm a little bit different because I know people say don't talk to strangers, but if I am in an environment where I am just standing there awkwardly, I will literally go up to someone and just start talking to them. Or, like, accidentally drop something and be like, oh, hey.
You have
Are you,
not,
do you pick, do you
and
pick
you
it up
have
after you
not
drop
yet
it, or do
been
you just say,
kidnapped,
hey?
correct?
Well, that's not really a good example, but like, I just start conversations with anyone if it, like, it's awkwardly quiet. I'm always the one to just be like, so, how's... whatever. How'd your day go? Or whatever. I don't know. But if it was a topic that I was comfortable in, and if there was a group of people that I didn't really know, only if I was really comfortable in the conversation, I would be able to jump in. I don't really care if I know the people or not, but if it's a topic that I know about, I will talk about it.
So you're that person that just dives into the water. It's like, because like, I can swim, so I'm just diving.
Yes.
Yeah. Nico?
Whenever I used to feel like super shy, I always had a little strategy in my head. I would always make fun of the situation and then say, "Hi, I'm Nico."
That's such a Nico answer.
What?
These people are complete goons. Hey, who wants to be my friend?
No, I'm not saying make fun of the people around you. You don't want to do that. It could be like, "Hey, that's just she's pretty dumb, right? That's my mother." No, you want to make fun of the situation like, "Oh man, science. We're getting a crazy amount of homework. Am I right?" And by the way, I'm Nico. That's
there
like
needs to be a Nico on every school campus. It just makes life so much more enjoyable.
I think there unfortunately is.
Montana.
Actually, speaking of that, I toured Cal State Long Beach, and my tour guide was you. Like, you look nothing like you, but he was just you. Just
How was
exactly
he me?
like
Exactly.
you.
Describe me.
Oh my god.
What am I good at?
Describe me. Am I beauty?
Well, I mean, he was like really weirdly skinny, and his teeth like went forward.
Well, thanks. Jeez.
I said he
She
didn't
said
look
he
like
didn't
you.
look like you.
Wait, describe his negative qualities.
Well, do you like the school?
Do you
What
mean
was
the just like the
school
way
was
he
actually
talks
really
and the snarkiness and all that? Like,
Oh,
did he
yeah.
do impressions of the way people talk. And
He
things?
was just very
thinking
loud
he looks
and
good when he's sitting next to someone who looks better, like that kind of thing?
yeah, like Nina.
all right.
Anyway, but what I was, so yeah, I used to be really shy, and like occasionally, I don't know, I guess I still am quite shy, but like the best way to break the ice is just to be like, "Hi, I'm Montana. Who are you?" And that's how that. I actually like when I went to Anime Expo with Jake and Rhodey, who are here. Shit,
Shout out Jake and Rhodey. Yeah. And there's a YouTube video on it.
I
that
had
you-
this. Oh God, no! Wait, Rhodey, did you include all my impressions in that?
Yep, all of them.
Yeah.
All of that? No, no.
Louise edited it.
Well,
Okay,
I
good.
edited
Thank
it, but if you watch the video, if you go to youtube.com/Louise Palanker and you watch the video, keep in mind, and this is just like just a teaching moment for you, Rhodey. You filmed everything like this, so when you're editing in Final Cut, you have to crop it. You have to crop it like that. So if it looks super close up on people's faces, it's when you film people. It's not always Instagram. So when you film people, hold your camera. That's the shape of your television.
I remember we were watching a YouTube video in the studio, and you were like, oh, rookie mistake.
Yeah.
iPhone.
Can I just say
Upside.
this? Yeah, it was a rookie mistake, but she asked really good questions. She filmed really well. She held the camera really steady and stuff. So she did a lot of things correct.
Oh, I wasn't pointing it at her. I was just making
Yeah.
a comment.
Like even Mateo wants to eat some cupcakes is filmed. But he's 3, so it worked. Go ahead,
Oh.
Montana.
So anyway, I because I was stupid and I didn't buy my tickets in advance, they went in without me, and I had to stand in the really, really long line in the burning hot sun for a really long
In
time.
costume, melting.
Well, I wasn't wearing like that much of a costume,
Mhm.
but like it was still enough to be like. That's my melting
Right.
noise.
How do you spell
Anyway.
Got it.
UCGHHHHC. Anyway, so I was standing in line next to this one guy, and it was just really awkward because everybody around us was talking, and they're all friends, and they had friends, and we didn't know each other, and I didn't know how to approach him at all. But like, all it took was him to just be like, "Hi, I'm so and so. Who are you?" And it's just like, after that, it just came really easy, especially because it's Anime Expo and people there are just fun.
You
Turned out
already
the guy
know-
was actually really, really creepy.
Right.
But it was all fun.
Right.
But I didn't find that out for a while. So until I figured out he was like really creepy, I was like, we were friends. And then he's like, "Can I have your number?" And I'm like, no, you can't.
Hey girl,
All right,
can I have
I'm
your
going to jump ahead to
digits?
the next question because we do have to play Nina's new hit single. But I really like this question. It's from Shrimp3838. I want to know how to start a GSA, Gay Straight Alliance, at my school. I think this would help me and a few other students feel more comfortable, but I'm not even out yet, so I don't know. Nico.
Okay, first you need a common enemy. I suggest the bisexuals. They're extremely selfish.
This is what me and Nico were talking about before the show.
Terrible.
We were talking about this before the show.
All right, but seriously, someone else get this because I have no idea about Gay Straight Alliance.
Do they have one at your school?
Well, it's a Catholic school.
So they're not allowed to have one?
Well, there was kind of iffy if I could even use this for service hours.
Oh, okay.
But when I started talking to higher ups and past the people, they're like, "Oh, we're totally cool with that. It's
Yeah.
fine." It's
Right.
just not a big thing because
Yeah.
Catholic.
It's more important that you guys study the Bible and make sure you know your verses, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Psalms and such.
Psalms and Pope.
Yeah, popey stuff. Go
Francis.
ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, I don't have particular GSA organizational skills, but I've started a few clubs, and I can just generally say that at most schools you need a club leader, which will be a faculty member, and you're going to want to find a few people who are interested. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Sam.
Yeah, Sam
probably
really
knows a little bit more about it in specifics because she was interested.
Come on,
well,
Sam.
I can talk all day.
Please.
You're giving me the mic. Think about what
Please,
you're doing,
Sam.
and then reconsider.
Please,
Well, I
Sam.
was just gonna say, yeah, you have to I'm talking. You have to talk to ASB or your student body, and you get a teacher.
Okay, cool. So,
person,
okay, we got.
No. But Sam, but specifically, do you have any advice? Let's say she knows the particulars of the order to do things to start a club. Do you have any advice for someone who is gay but wants to start the Gay Straight Alliance without really saying it's because I'm gay or just because I want there to be a Gay Straight Alliance?
You just start it.
But what if people say to her, "Are you starting this because you're gay?"
You don't owe them an answer. Just saying.
I mean, half of it is the straight part. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not just it's not just GSA anymore. It's LGBTQ and it's the friends and the family and it's
The point he was making is that you don't have to be gay.
You
to
don't
be
have
in
to
it,
be gay to be
or
in it,
anything.
exactly,
You could be
and-
straight to be in it. That's all I was saying. But I think look at the situation. You don't owe them an answer. That's true. But when someone says that, are you just gonna walk away? What are you gonna say? You put yourself in a circumstance.
well, you don't want to force this person.
No, I know. I'm
to,
just saying,
come
give
out.
I don't know, give a little more advice on how you would handle the situation.
I would
not
say,
just,
come to a meeting.
Yeah,
okay, yeah,
You know, make it fun.
and that's the thing.
But don't smile.
don't make it so sultry. Come to me.
I used to. I actually belonged to my we called it Queer Straight Alliance because gay was just So
Queer's very modern right now.
Yeah,
Queer's
but
retro,
in.
just like
Just
person of color.
Queer is the new black.
okay, because when I was when I guess I was being taught
Theo
this, I
gets
always
it.
thought queer was the one you can't say, and gay is also I don't know, so I don't know what's politically correct. I'm not good at that.
Someone just make a list and I'll follow it. But it's so complicated at this point. I
Oh
never
my
know what's
God.
politically correct.
I went.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what's politically.
Keo,
Um.
be correct.
Okay.
No pressure.
Done. Nice job, Kia.
But all you can say is just okay.
I wanted to ask, we were talking about this in the first question, do you think this is one of the points where it's okay for you to lie? Because they don't really have the...
Yes, I do. I don't think that
Right to ask.
anybody is owed the truth. If they're bold enough to say, "Why are you starting this club? Are you gay?" I don't think you owe them the truth. Go ahead, Sam.
It's very true. Yeah, I mean you don't. Yeah, but the thing is, when I joined my Queer Straight Alliance in 9th grade, as I did it because one of my friends who was in the closet, they wanted someone to support them with them, so I joined.
Yeah.
And the great thing about it was that it was a safe place. Like nothing that happened in that room was allowed to leave, and I think
Nice.
that creates like a really great like security for people.
But if someone asked you why are you starting this club, would it be, I mean, cool among friends if you said, well, kind of one of the rules is that we don't ask those types of questions, so because we just want everyone to feel like a part of the club.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think that's a good way to
Yeah.
answer the question. Rhodey, you want
What
to
do
say
you
something?
talk? Oh, sorry, Rhodey.
I mean, I was also gonna say, like, if she doesn't want, like, to be the sole person responsible for starting the club, she can, like, get a group
Find
together
a Sam.
first. Yeah,
Find a
find a
Sam.
group of people, like, of different sexual orientations, and just
Yeah.
all start it together, and don't,
Yeah.
like, be the only person in charge of it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. There's just comfort in being a group. Aaron.
I think a really obvious answer is because we don't have one yet.
I was just
Yeah, I mean, like, what is
You see how it
it's
works?
so obvious.
I think that people are still going to assume and say things, and if that bothers you a lot, then I would maybe.
Yeah,
to
if
other
they're seriously
people.
gonna try to make fun of you for like gay, like
Yeah.
something like that, then there's not someone you really care about.
Yeah, that's
I know
that's
it, but,
true. But
you just don't want to be the stuff of rumors. Like, you don't want to be today's headline where everyone's murmuring about, oh, this person must be gay because she's starting this club. Like, it's just like it's a very kind of vulnerable place to put yourself at night. So that's why the question is a really good question, Ryan. And then throw to Montana, please.
I will, but how much do you care? That's the question. I think anytime you want to do something where you're going to put yourself in a position that you could be judged or made things up about, you just got to ask yourself: is it am I willing to do that? Is this important enough to me to take that? If it is, go ahead. If it's not, maybe find someone else to be the face of the club. Do it with a group, or don't do it at all, which I would advise against. I think it's always worth it if you want to do it. But there are risks you assume, and they could hurt you, but you got to do what you think is right, Montana.
Yeah, and well, at my school, I know the person who started the GSA, she was straight, and it was funny because she was one of the very few straight people that we all knew, but she was very passionate about LGBTQ rights and stuff, and nobody questioned her sexuality. Nobody was like, "Oh, you must be gay," or made fun of her for anything. In fact, she was like everybody's like, yeah, you're cool because you stand up for that. I don't know, maybe that's just my school. The other thing is or my point with that was people don't have the right to assume. If they do, you don't owe them anything. Second of all, it would be nice maybe if you could be the example and come out of the closet for some people who are hopefully going to join GSA, because probably part of their problem is that they're trying to find support for coming out of the closet, and it would be great if you could be a role model for that. That being said, you don't owe it to anybody at all. But and I'm not saying you have to if you feel uncomfortable or you think it puts you in danger. Do what you think is best for you, but you owe it to yourself to be honest to yourself. And I was supposed
we're
to throw
behind
to
you if
somebody.
you do it.
Yeah, and
We're behind
and you wanting to start the club is your way of starting to come out. And coming out is not a 1-minute thing; it's a process. And so, congratulations, you're on your way. And with that, Nina, would you please introduce your new hit single? Yes.
Well, I just came out this morning because I use a website called CD Baby, and it distributes music to Spotify and iTunes and stuff like that. And CD Baby.
But you can go to iTunes to find it. I
Yeah,
found it
and
very easily just by typing in her name.
Yeah, and so I put it on there, and I've been waiting for the past couple of days because they don't give you an exact date of when it's going to be out. So this morning I sort of logged on, and I was like, oh, cool, it's on iTunes, and told people about it. So it's a song I wrote. It was the first song I wrote, so don't judge. But I wanted to just sort of have a single to break out in instead of just having a cover, because I wanted, and so it's an inspirational song about not letting people get to you and stuff like that. So there you have it.
And please spell your last name so people can find this
All right, my name is Nina Policelli. It's Nina, and my last name is Paolicelli.
And you can follow her on Twitter, too, if you really want to be reminded of the spelling of that name. She's on Twitter.
Yeah, it's just that my Twitter name is just my name.
Exactly.
You
No
would never really
underscores
know
or
if you couldn't
numbers.
find it.
So here's Nina's.
Oh, God.
Do you have it queued up, Justin?
I'm afraid of this.
Do you want credits?
Credits afterwards.
Credits afterwards. Okay.
All right, here's Nina's, and thank you. We'll see you next week.
I love you.
Goodbye.
Surrounded by negative energy, brainwashed by people saying how to be. I don't care, and I never did. May dream too unrealistically, maybe all alone in my fantasy. It doesn't matter the way I see it. The only limit that we have is gravity, and the only person that I'm fighting is myself. And I don't have to be afraid of what they say. It's not worth it, and it never was. I'm gonna prove them wrong. I'm gonna sing this song. I'm gonna walk alone once and for all. I'm gonna prove them wrong. I may have lost our reality, bored at the thought of simplicity. Oh well, the way I see it, the only limit that we have is gravity, and the only person that I'm fighting is myself. And I don't have to be afraid of what they say. It's not worth it, and it never was. I'm gonna prove them wrong. I'm gonna sing this song. I'm gonna walk alone once and for all. I'm gonna prove. Oh, I'm not gonna give up on this now. I'm working way too hard to let it all go down. If nothing's handed to me on a silver platter, I'm gonna prove them wrong. I'm gonna sing my song. Finally moving on once and for all. I'm gonna prove them wrong. I'm gonna sing this song. I'm gonna walk alone once and for all. I'm gonna prove them wrong. I'm gonna sing this song. I'm gonna walk alone once and for all. I will prove them wrong.
That was the worst lighter show I've ever seen, but that was a great song.
Almost as good as this song.
I love the drums in it. It was like, I'm not a boom.
That was great. Okay. Do you run at 1,000,000 degrees?
What?
Do you run at 1,000,000 degrees?
I'm sorry, my head.
No. I run at 1,000,000 degrees.
13 years old.
Out there wandering,
I thought you were 14.
traveling
Nerd.
into wondering, hoping, reaching, wishing I could find my way